All right, so I got a request to do a video on Amos Lee. Is that his last name? Or Amos Lee, I think. The guy promoting pedophilia all over YouTube. We've seen this before with Omni 16, Cartograph, and Jenn. And I did a whole series psychologically explaining the difference between homosexuality and pedophilia, and how pedophilia is basically a mental illness. And I don't really think that there's more to say on that, because anybody that has a rational mind knows that a child cannot consent to sex. They wouldn't even know what they're consenting to. And there's a development of brain activity and all kinds of developmental things in children. It's a fallible argument, to say the least. I mean, they try to make claims that it's the same as homosexuality, but it's like, okay, so then why are there homosexual pedophiles, bisexual pedophiles, and heterosexual pedophiles? And how is it that I'm able to look back in my life and say, I know that I've always been a homosexual because I had crushes on other boys my own age? How do they look back on their life and say, I've been a pedophile, when they're only surrounded by people their own age? It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. It's not a sexual orientation. It's more of a sexual deviance. And anybody with a rational mind, anyone that can think logically and clearly, they know this. They know pedophilia is just wrong. It's just wrong. We've done this debate before, and the pedophiles lost, tragically. And so this is what I have to say. For one, when the pedophiles come onto YouTube, the YouTube platform, to try and spew the nonsense that pedophilia should be legal, we all know that it shouldn't be. We know that. And I don't see what use there is in taking down their YouTube channel, because that just sweeps it under the rug. That doesn't actually deal with the problem, because you shut down their YouTube channel. Okay, so YouTube channel's gone. Well, they're still out there. They're still out there participating in child pornography. They're still out there participating in child molestation. That's not a fix to the problem. And this Amos person, I believe what it was is he got granted amnesty to come over here. I'm not sure what the whole story is, and I don't really care, because this is a guy on YouTube promoting pedophilia. And like I said, taking down the YouTube channel, that's not going to stop the pedophilic actions. He'll just make another YouTube channel. I mean, that's just what they keep doing. I offered a list of all the FBI phone numbers for every one of the states in the United States. All you would have to do is figure out what state he's uploading that from. But the Michael Anderson show, he actually has a better phone number to call to report him. And believe me when I say that he's already been reported. And I think that that's the right thing to do. Bullying him, debating him, taking down his YouTube channel, warning him that you're going to report him is not the right thing to do, because what's going to do is he's going to go and he's going to cover everything up. He's going to move to another state. He's going to make it more ambiguous of where he's uploading videos from. The right thing to do is not debate it, not warn him, not report him to YouTube, because YouTube is not the police. What you do is I wish I had the phone numbers that Michael Anderson did, but I promise you, he has already been reported to the authorities, and they will investigate his YouTube channel, and when they see him spouting out that stuff, he will be investigated, and he will more than likely probably face trial. So that's my take on Amos, and I don't really see a problem with that. I'm anti-authoritarian, but when it comes to somebody like him, he's pushing an authoritarian on someone else. He's participating in the destruction of a child's life. Their entire childhood life will be plagued with negativity and a negative association to things, and they're not going to ultimately grow up mentally healthy. So what's more authoritarian than that, of pushing your agenda on someone else against their will? I think that's universally agreed upon, that is a horrible thing to do. It's one of the more deplorable acts you could possibly do, is mess with a child's life in such a way. So anytime these pedophiles come onto YouTube and they start spewing out this shit that pedophilia should be legal, that they shouldn't be getting in trouble or whatnot, I don't think giving them views is the answer. I don't think taking down their YouTube is the answer. I don't think threatening them is the answer, that you're going to turn them in. I think you should just turn them in. And like I said, not to YouTube, but to the authorities. And I didn't do a whole lot of research before this, because I've done this before. We've seen these people before. And like I said, he has, I know for a fact, he's already been turned in. So that's great. And I don't mind saying that on my channel. I don't think he knows anything about me. But believe me, he has been turned in. And I will try and do some research and kind of maybe archive the phone number that needs to be had to report such a person. And that's probably what needs to happen from now on, when these people come onto YouTube or any kind of social media platform and try talking about how pedophilia should be legal. No, it shouldn't be. And we all know that. You know better than that. So they're just going to be turned in from now on. That's the way that I see it. That's what I think should happen. They should be put away where they're not going to hurt another individual. That's the whole point of it, is get them away from society, get them away from people where they can't do any harm. Hold on, we need a cameo. Come here. Come here. Come here, honey. She wants a cameo appearance. She hasn't been on TV in a while. On the YouTube. Yes, you like it. You like the spotlight. She's such a sweetheart. You're a sweet little kitty. Now go on and play. Okay, or sit in my lap. Either way. But that's my take on the Amos situation, and I will leave the links to my previous videos where I did do counter arguments and psychologically broke down their arguments. I'll leave the links to those videos in the description below. With that, like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell button on any channel you're subscribed to. And with that, I'm out. Hold up a minute! I bet many of you were expecting me to do something crazy, like start shouting and screaming about how awful and deplorable he is and fuck him for being a pedophile, and then show this clip. But I didn't do that. But another argument that I do want to address that they do often use, and Amos Yee is very known for this, is that a child can consent. They cannot consent, and if they do consent, they don't even know what they're consenting to. So just get wrecked.